Welcome back to the JH channel. What an eventful weekend we just had. It was such a freaking blast. How awesome it was to have the mega truck back out in the mud again, and it is better than ever. I'm definitely having a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to drive it again. It is a little bit taller, so it's a little more top heavy. The shocks are a little bit different, so it's actually a little more stiffer, I think. It feels like a little more less how do you put it, articulated, not in a bad way, but obviously the thing's taller. The 4-link bars are different, or at a different angle. The shocks are different. Everything is a lot different on it. So we did get it back though, and man, it actually cleaned up really nice. We sprayed the frame with so much freaking tire shine that it is like, as you can see, we still got a lot of mud right there. But for the frame and stuff, we did rinse it off while we were at the mud park because we wanted it to be nice and lit up for the tug of wars at night. And honestly, we didn't get to mud it as much as what I wanted to. We got caught up with breaking the axle. We got there too late on Friday, broke the axle pretty early Saturday, let Danielle rip the budget bogger. And by the time it came down to having the truck pulls, we really wanted to pull it. So later on, once we did that, everything kind of got mixed up and we just didn't get to mud it a bunch. But for what we did, it did really good, minus the axle, which, what are you gonna do? Things happen, and it turned out awesome. Again, all the sponsors on board, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome, everybody. Plus Kill Devil Diesel, they should be on there too, which they will be. And it just came out so freaking good. Very happy. Glad you guys have been along for the build. It's been super exciting to resurrect this thing and bring it back at Plant Bamboo, where we love to go bogging there. And we got a lot of plans for this thing this year. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna be back in the mudding game quite a bit. Gonna have a blast with doing that. And then obviously the budget bogger, it's not going anywhere. We're gonna figure out what we wanna do with that thing though. We're definitely gonna do some more stuff. Haven't decided what, but definitely gonna get on it. Now, this weekend, Freedom Factory, Ultima 600, Danger Ranger 9000. We got the Ranger to get running, and we've got the Ultima we're working on. Let's go check that out. The Ultima is here on the lift, getting some upgrades. Just kidding, we're actually going back to stock. So here were the front lowering coils that were in it. We just got done putting factory, Monroe, I think they're Monroe is what we ended up getting for it. Struts on the front, and then the rear also had a lowering kit on it. And we're pulling this all off now. So there's your shocks, lowering springs there. Nice little kit. All that stuff's coming off. Justin actually just got done with this side, putting factory stuff all back on it, and we're getting it back up to ride height. So getting ready for this Saturday's race, which should be very exciting. Very
good race. Should be fun.
Very exciting. But yeah. So Ultima's coming together. You put an axle in it too, right?
Yep.
Driver's side axle had a rip boot. So, oh, they were Moogs? Is that what we put in there? I don't know. Whatever. Monroe's, Moogs. And had a rip boot on the CB axle, so took care of that. And then the power steering pump was not working, so we had to get that going. So Ultima's up here getting all done. If anybody wants some Ultima lowering kit, let me know. I got a nice freshie sitting here to sell to you guys, give you a good deal on it. It's made by a company called VFO. Whatever that is, I don't know. We don't know anything about Ultimas, so we really don't know much about any of this stuff.
It's pretty much the absolute best kit you can buy.
100%.
A lot of people probably haven't seen it because it's so
good.
High quality.
I'm excited to get in this thing and rip it now that we actually have good suspension in it, because it really didn't have suspension before.
No.
Well, I think it was good, but it's just lowered, so definitely gonna ride a lot different. So let's get this thing done, and if anybody wants some Ultima parts, let me know. Don't want to throw them away, but I will if I have to. You ready, bud?
No, I'm not gonna make it to this one.
Yeah, right. Car is ready to go, dude. Airbags are all out of it. The key intermittently still works, but we got that thing pretty dialed.
New problem that occurred this last time I started it. When I was checking for the other power steering leak, it wouldn't shut off.
Oh, the car wouldn't shut off?
It wouldn't shut off.
It did to me once.
Yeah.
And then I clicked it a few times.
I kept pushing the button, and then I banged on the dash, and it finally shut off. So.
Damn, we might need to. Is there a way to bypass that?
They said under the dash, some of the stuff I read is you could go in and wire them shut or tape them shut. I guess it's got some relays under it.
may have to do that. But power steering leak is fixed. The car is up in the air again. We took the lowering kit off, so as you can see, we got some room in between the fenders here. So it's back up to stock ride height.
Stock air cleaner in
Stock
it.
air filter got put back in it because these cars have to be 100% stock. They are going to have tech guys out there that will be able to plug into the computer, see if it has a tune in it. And they also are going to have, they're also going to have tech guys checking for pretty much everything on the cars, exhaust systems, stuff like that. They haven't really given me a yes or no on the exhaust, if I can cut it off or not. But they are going to have people there doing all the inspections on the cars. So right now we got apparently close to 80 cars. It's gonna be pretty insane. A lot of guys are getting these Ultimas, and it's gonna be rowdy with 80 cars on the track. I can't even fathom that, but I'm excited. I'm here for it. I love it. I think it's gonna be great. So we're almost there. A couple more small things and we'll get this thing back together. And then we got to pull our Ranger in, make sure it's all good. It's been sitting out there collecting dirt. But we got new tires for that, and we're gonna check that thing up, make sure everything's 100% on that thing. Babe, where are we at?
The track.
We are at the Freedom Factory, getting ready to practice in the Ranger. We obviously got our Ultima ready to go. Got her dialed in, got a fresh set of stickies on the front. And then we got the Ford Ranger, which we haven't raced since last year, so this could be really interesting. I don't think this truck's ran in almost a year. But we're gonna get this thing unloaded, hopefully go do some test laps, see how it does, and hopefully it doesn't let us down this time. It's been pretty good. We think we got the setup pretty well dialed in, so hopefully we can keep that up. Start it up, drug it out of the weeds, and we're here. Looks like they already got quite a few people here and quite a few Rangers, which is awesome.
Off the first practice. There we go. Alright, we're running 19s now. There's still time. was spicy. Not the Ranger. All right. We'll be back. Got a little damage.
Practice is not going so good for us. We had a little incident that happened, and we flipped the truck, as you guys just saw. Not ideal, not an ideal situation. So we just flipped the Ranger. It does run. It started back up. It runs. We did taco a wheel pretty bad. I'm not sure. See all this? This was not like this.
I mean, it wasn't like.
It wasn't the prettiest.
It wasn't
all this
not
road
like this.
Not ideal. So did it? I think it flipped. Did it flip all the way over?
It flipped all the way over. You landed back on your feet.
Like it did a full roll, right?
Yeah,
I got lost. I don't know. I got
took
lost.
some grass with you.
Perfect. I told them I was going to tear up the Freedom Factory grass this weekend, so that's definitely going to happen. Hopefully, the truck still turns properly. We'll go back here. This is the real damage. So as you can see, we definitely got a smashed wheel, but luckily I have a spare wheel at the shop. Some crazy reason I have one. So we were coming up in the corner and I was trying a different line and it kept pushing me kind of hard. And then I came up and this rear wheel caught the wall. And as you can see, it tacoed when it hit the wall. And then we just started sliding and we tumbled. But it did, it either bent the axle or it broke the center pin and bent it back. I'm not sure what it did yet. We'll have to figure that out. I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping it's just the rim and I can fix the rim, fix the axle, whatever, and we can do it. Hopefully it doesn't need a whole rear end because that would suck. But I didn't even see, do you have the footage of it?
Do you want to see your crash reel?
I do.
You're going to have to fast forward.
A little bit. I'm sure I can figure out where it's at. Let's see here. She was feeling good though. I think we have the fastest time right now, which is good. It's not good that we did that. But we're good that time.
Must be the next lap.
Let's do this.
It was obviously the last lap.
This is definitely it. Oh! No way. Oh my God. So, yeah, not an ideal situation.
Let's not do that tomorrow.
So we got a whole day to fix this. We got 24 hours before we have to race, so we'll get her down in for sure. Or go back to the shop, get this thing fixed up, get her ready for the race. I'm back in the shop here, and turns out the rear end, it is not just a broken center pin, it actually bent the axle back. So we're going to have to find us a rear end for this rig. Less than 24 hours before the green flag drops, we're about to make something happen. All right, so I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I think a lot of guys that work in the shop and race cars and stuff like that just know that you can't wait, because if you miss something, you're going to be pissed you didn't catch it the night before. So I came underneath here to take a picture of the tag on the rear end to see what gear, or to see what rear end it is. 8.8. I'm not a big Ranger guy, so I didn't know. And as you can see how this paint is all broken off there, this axle housing is bent, and it's bent pretty good. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to bend it back. We got the word out there right now that hopefully somebody can find us one. There's a couple on the hook. We're gonna see what happens. But not sure yet. So I wanted to pull the cover off, count the ring gear teeth. I thought this truck was a 410 or 411, but then the tag says a 355. So I could literally have the wrong gear ratio this whole time racing this truck. I'm not sure. I am going to start turning this thing over. And what you do is, if it doesn't tell you on the ring gear, you simply count. Oh, it's in gear. Pull her out of gear here. Yeah. So I'll pull the truck out of gear and I'm gonna turn the axle by hand and count the teeth on the ring gear. If the teeth, we'll know the number and then you do the mathematical equation, and that's how you get your 4.11 or 4.10 or 3.73. You got to do all that. So let's do that real quick. Look at the side slid across the concrete, the burnout pad right there. All this was not like this. This door was not, it slid right there. Road rash, really creamed her there and got grass in the wheel. What an eventful rollover. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm just thankful to the Freedom Factory and the safety crew. They were there, like, when I realized what had just happened, they're right there in front of me. So I was like, that's awesome. Super fast. They're right there ready to go. Caution lights were already on. My truck wasn't even flipped over yet. So really cool. So just big shout out to them. And I'm going to get this thing turned over and we'll count the teeth on this gear. Let's see what we got here. All right. Turn it over now. So, right there at the Ford logo. So that'll be number 1, 738, 39. So we have a 39 tooth ring gear. Wow. So, been wrong this whole time. This whole time I owned this truck, I was told it had a 410 gear in it. So I assumed it had a 410 gear in it. It does not have a 410 gear in it. It actually has a 355. Man, I never even thought to look. We even took the rear end apart and welded the rear end. But it's got an 11 tooth pinion and a 39 tooth ring gear. So if you do 39 divided by 11, it's 3.55. Sometimes I amaze myself. I don't know. But it's working for this truck. It just makes me wonder what a 373 or a 411 would do to this thing. 373 would probably make it rip a little harder. Huh. Do we get a 373 now, or do we stick with a 411? Or a 355, I'm sorry. I don't know. This really throws me off on a lot of ways, because this whole time I thought a 410. This truck originally came with a 410, 100%. I don't know. Do we do 373 or not? Let's see. Oh, well, I think we can find a rear end now. I don't think it'll be as hard. Let's see what happens. Freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. Gosh dang, Rangers, man. These things are so fun, though. It's going to be a blast racing Rangers tomorrow night. Or I should say today, because it's Saturday morning now. So it's race day. Saturday morning. Got out in the shop early. And we are seeing what we can do with this rig. But it looks like, look at this. So here's one side of the axle, the driver's side. That's the good side. So we'll take a good little shot of that. You can see it. And let's go to the passenger side where we clip the wall. Yeah. She is smoked. So we were going to put some toe plates on it and check the toe on this thing, but we can see the rear end is very, very bent. So it's not going to work. And we're going to have to find one. Joys of being a race car driver. Kind of. Amateur race car driver. And I want to give a huge PSA to Freedom Factory. I've raced that track 100 times. I don't know when you guys moved that wall, but you need to tell the racers. That's just ridiculous. Having the wall move 2 feet in, unbelievable. Well, got us a fresh set of wheels we're putting together, because when Justin mounted this one, he didn't do it right.
Yeah, very right.
And the rear end is out of the truck. Apparently we have a rear end coming. Robert Major said I got one. I'm going to get it to you here in a couple hours. So we got this thing stripped apart. She's tore down, ready to go. Hopefully we get the rear end. Look at how bad it is, dude. Oh my God. Look at that freaking bent. Bad. So hopefully the new rear end works. and we have no issues with it. We're just checking tires, other stuff that got hit hard last night, make sure everything else is good, and hopefully get this thing back together. So a lot of hopefulness right now. Only got a couple more hours, and we got to go get this thing to the track. Hopefully make the practice by 2 o'clock. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the Jay's channel. Watch the next episode to see if we make it.